Good evening, everyone. I hope your Monday is going quite well. My name is Miss Chris, and I will be helping you guys learn how to get back to the basics with mathematics. Thank you for joining me this evening. If you could please send me some hearts, some thumbs up to let me know that you can hear me. Perfect. Thank you, Miss Leslie. All right, we're going to get started with the back to the basics, make it count. Now, when I pull up my PowerPoint screen, I will not be able to see any of the comments. So please save all questions and any concerns or additional information that you will need at the end of the presentation. Thank you. Let's get started. In today's lesson, what we will be learning today will be recognizing and counting 0 to 10 and up to 20 for those who are doing pre-K children and kindergarten children. Counting by ones and tens and up to 100. As well as comparing numbers to show value of each number, more, less, and equal. First number up is Mr. Zero, because zero is our hero. Most people would consider zero a non-factoring number. It's also considered none, nothing, also known as nulla. But popular belief shows that zero is more than just a nothing value. It is a something value. Why? Because it adds value. For example, whenever you're adding a 0 to 1, it makes 10. Or whenever you're adding 2 zeros to 1, it makes 100. It's also a great place value holder. Whether you are making a 2-digit like 20 or a 3-digit like 101, it is always a guarantee holder for all place values. Here is a very fun fact of our zero hero. There is no Roman numeral for the number 0. Shocker, right? Let's move on. Recognizing 1 through 20 through the cardinal, ordinal, and Roman numeral numbers. As you can see with my first chart, it gives me my numeral numbers in the beginning, my cardinal numbers in the second column, my ordinal numbers in the third column, and my Roman numeral numbers in the final column. So, for example, if you are teaching your children how to count and recognize 1, 1 is written out as ONE. It is the first number of the ordinal set, and the Roman numeral value of it is the letter capital I. Or The value of 5 is spelled Five. The number 5 is also the fifth number in ordinal counting, and it is the letter V in Roman numerals. In my second chart, of course, we have 11 through 20, and as you can see, we go from 1 to 3, 4 to 10, 11 to 20. Great facts about 1, 2, and 3, they are the only numbers that do not end in TH. 1 is first, 2 is second, 3 is third. Everything else will always end in TH. So 4th, 5th, 15th, or 20th. Each of those numbers will end in TH from 4 to 20. Also, in the Roman numerals, as you can see from 1 to 9. If you're looking at my Roman numerals chart, you should see from 1 to 9, you have I, 2 I's, 3 I's, I, V, V, I, V, I, V, I, X, as well as X. If you recognize in the second chart, once you start with the letter X, then you continue with the same numbers as you did with the first number. So 11 is XI, which is 10 and 1 put together. That is why the Roman numeral is X and I. Now, counting games that will help your children understand how to count. We have flashcard games. Those typically show your children exactly what those numbers look like, recognizing how to see them, and also showing different type of objects. So for example, you can use grapes, or you can use crackers, you can use marbles, or you can use pennies in order to provide additional visuals for your flashcards. Also, you have worksheets that have fill in the blank where you can learn how to recognize, count, skip count, as well as look at the screen and be able to tell your children which number goes where. Best way to do a fill in the blank chart sheet is to do different cutout pieces, and you can arrange them in different orders so that way the child can put it into each blank correctly. Also, name that number. Name that number is a perfect game to play with a child when you're teaching them how to count. Give them descriptions like it starts with ONE. It is the first number. It is the letter I in Roman numeral. And of course, the child should be able to guess that it's 1. Same instance is if you're having the child guess 18. The word starts with the letter E. And Roman numeral, it could be Roman numeral is the XVIII. Different methods of those will actually give your child a key point on how to review what counting the numbers will look like. All right. Drop and give me 100. Count it out. Ones. What are the significant factors of ones? Well, ones are individual. Ones starts and ends in 0 through 9. And to count ones, you use what we call counting cubes. Tens. Here are the significant factors and information on tens. Tens are grouped. Tens end in 0. And tens can be counted by rods and squares. The perfect games to use, but you're not limited to when trying to help your child count by ones or by tens, include missing numbers. Missing numbers. Now, this is one of my favorite games. What you will do is make a big square chart, just like the square, counting square, and counting rod. And what you will do is make little number chips. Those number chips will already be in order. And so what you would need to do is replace the correct number that is missing from each part of the chart. Roll to 100. Now this one gets to be a little tricky, but yet it is very much fun. This one is where you take at least 3 dice. Either 3 dice or as many as you can stand up to, probably maybe 12 dice preferred, but you definitely want enough to where they can shake and calculate into where you are able to get up to 100. And so you grab a number sheet that has 1 through 100 or 10 through 100, counting by tens, and you take the rolling dice, and for each number that you have, you're crossing them off for each time you land on it. Hopscotch. This particular game is a great game for those who love to hop outside or like to skip outside. And so how you hopscotch is you will take some chalk onto your sidewalk, preferably not in the street so no one gets hit by a car, and you draw each number in each box for your hopscotch. You can do 1 foot, 2 foot, which is where you draw 1 square and 2 square hopscotch. You can do 1 foot hopscotch where you hop each number, or you can do it in various motions where it's 1 hop, 2 hop, 3 hop, 1 hop, 2 hop, 1 hop, or 1 1 2 1 2. Either way you set up your hopscotch, make sure that you are numbering it in order so that way the child knows how to do their hopscotch. Then once they understand how to count from 1 to 100 or 10 to 100 with their hopscotch, then you can do missing numbers of hopscotch where they hop. And then in order to continue to hop, they have to fill in each category of the boxes. Last but certainly not least, number puzzles. If you are anything like me, I love puzzles. I love them. I love them. I love them. And it's just as simple as taking a sheet of paper or construction paper or actually real puzzles. If you have a puzzle piece deck that you do not mind writing on the back, and you take each piece and you write a number on each of those pieces, and which each piece, whether it's the 100-piece puzzle, which I would prefer, either the 100-piece puzzle or a 10-piece puzzle, and you take each of those puzzles and you write the numbers 1 through 100 or 10 through 100 counting by tens, and you piece those puzzles together so that way your child is learning how to count by ones and tens. True versus battle. Comparison. Less than. Less than can be described in a few words, such as small, shorter, as well as fewer than. Greater than can be described in a few words, such as large, longer, or more than. Here are the top 3 games of comparison for numbers. Spin and compare. For spin and compare, you will need a sheet of paper. You will also need little arrows that you can use to spin. With each arrow, you should have 2 circles of numbers, and with those 2 circles of numbers and your 2 arrows, you spin each arrow, and between the arrows are 2 numbers that are chosen. So say for instance, I have 2 big circles and one number, the first number is 15 and the second number is 5. From left to right, I know that 15 is greater than 5. So to write that out, you would do the number 15, the greater than sign, and the number 5. Another example would be I'm spinning my circles, spinning my circles, spinning my circles, spinning my circles, and I come across 7, and the other number is 22. From left to right, because comparisons always start from left to right, I know that 7 is less than 22. So on my sheet, I would write 7, the less than sign, and 22. Another good game is roll the dice. You will take a pair of dice and a sheet of paper, and for each roll from one die, you will get a number, and from the second die, you will get another number. So say for instance, you grab a pair of dice from your Monopoly game or any random game that you have that involves dice in your home. Grab those 2 dice, shake them really, really good in either a cup or in your hand, or you can shake it in the air. Just be careful not to hit yourself. So once you shake up the dice and throw them, come up with maybe 5 and the other number 6, you can see from left to right that 5 is less than 6. And on your page, you'll be able to tell your child or student 5 is less than 6 based on how many dots are on the dice. Also, you don't have to limit yourself to 6 numbered dice. There are 10 numbered dice as well as 12 numbered dice. Whichever numbers that you prefer of the side of dice, make sure that you know which one you're going to make the first, which one you're going to make the second. That way you know, hey, this number is either less than, greater than, and sometimes equal to the second number. Last game and the greatest game that I would recommend would be chips and pipe cleaners. Now, You would take either translucent, which are really small chips, see-through chips, or you can take rubber chips, or you can take little cubes or squares size type chips. And with those chips, you are able to either write on them, or you can use them for counting to write your number below them. And once you write your number below them, you can bend your pipe cleaners either to less than or greater than. For example, say I have gathered all of my chips and I have my student, and my student counts out 5 chips for one and 10 chips for the other. To check whether or not it is greater than or less than, I would first make them write 5 and then the 10. Once I have them write it out, I would have them examine the first number and the second number. They will be able to tell me either it's more or if it's less. If the first number is less, like 5 to 10, you would write 5 is less than 10. Reverse, if I pull 10 on one side and 5 on the other side from left to right, I would have 10 greater than 5. And now it is time for Q and other screen so that I can read all of you guys' comments or questions to see how I can be of assistance to you tonight. All right, guys. If there are no questions, I am going to go ahead and end this broadcast. But if you do have any additional questions outside of the broadcast, you can IM me or DM me on any of my Facebook information, as well as text me at 205 542 5062. 205 542 5062. Again, I am Miss Chris. I will be joining you guys on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from between 5 to 7 p.m. and on Saturdays, which will be my operation Saturdays, from 2 to 4 p.m. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to text me, inbox me, DM me. Know that we are in this thing together. Thank you for watching my broadcast. I am Miss Chris of Mathematics for You. We are here changing mindsets, one problem at a time. Good night.